faces erased in the rain. My name is Emily. I'm 27 years old, and I work as a surveillance technician for a high-rise condo building on the outskirts of Seattle. The job sounds straightforward. I sit in the security room, monitoring hundreds of screens, making sure everything's secure. But it requires precision, and I've always prided myself on my no-nonsense approach. The building is brand new, just a few years old, built on the site of an old fishing village that got bulldozed for urban development. Back then, it was all wooden shacks, docks creaking in the wind, and the salty smell of the sea. Now, it's a towering slab of gray concrete, over 20 stories tall, packed with anonymous people. Neighbors nod in the elevators, exchange polite smiles in the halls, but no one really knows anyone. Cameras are everywhere. Elevators, corridors, underground parking garage, even the trash chutes. State-of-the-art facial recognition system, automatically logging who comes and goes, storing data. I'm the one who oversees it, checking logs daily, fixing glitches. But this rainy season changed everything. Rain pours down relentlessly in Seattle, day and night, turning the city into a soggy mess. Power flickers constantly, fluorescent lights in the hallways buzzing and stuttering like dying insects, creating pockets of unease. I've had insomnia for years, but this season it's worse than ever. Nights find me tossing in bed, listening to rain hammering the windows and the distant groan of the elevator. My apartment's on the 12th floor, alone. No family, no close friends. On sleepless nights, I'd head down to the security room early, nursing a cold coffee, staring out at the rain-streaked glass and wondering if life was always this hollow. It all started innocently enough. One stormy evening, around 8 p.m., I was in the security room with Jack, the night shift guard. He's 35, burly, with a weathered face from his days in the old fishing village before it was razed. He loves spinning yarns about the past, stuff I'd usually brush off as superstition. You know, Emily, this spot used to be a makeshift graveyard for the village. When storms hit, fishermen drowned. They'd bury them here temporarily, waiting for better weather to move the bodies. Now, with the building on top, I bet those spirits are still wandering, waiting to be remembered. He'd light a cigarette, smoke curling under the green glow of the neon lights. I'd shake my head, tell him not to spook me. I'm rational. I trust tech over ghosts. Our camera system is top tier, AI-driven facial recognition that IDs people by biometrics. Nothing slips past it. That night, the system flagged a minor error. A resident from the 18th floor, unit 1803, taking the elevator down to the underground garage. On the screen, their face was obscured by a low-brimmed hat and a mask. Not unusual. People do that for privacy, especially post-pandemic. But when I zoomed in, the software automatically smoothed the image, blurring the face into a gray haze. I figured it was a glitch from the rain interfering with signals. I jotted it down. Recognition error unit 1803. Check tomorrow. No big deal. I powered down the monitor, finished my coffee, and headed up to try sleeping. Sleep didn't come easy. Lying in bed, I heard the rain's steady drum, mixed with wind whistling through cracks. I half dreamed about that blurred face. Why would the AI smooth it? It's programmed to enhance, not degrade. I tossed until 3 a.m., then went back to the security room. The hallway was pitch black from flickering power, only emergency red lights glowing. The elevator doors opened sluggishly, metal screeching. Jack was dozing in his chair. I woke him, asked about 1803. That tenant? Don't know much. They keep to themselves, always covered up. Probably works nights like you. He yawned, then added, Back in the village, there were odd folks, fishermen living with the sea, strange stories. Once a drowned guy washed up, face gone, eaten by fish, they said. I forced a laugh, but unease lingered. I pulled up the logs, replayed the footage. The face was still blurred, and now the timestamp jumped, from 8:45 p.m. to 8:47 p.m., skipping seconds. I tried restoring data, but the system said invalid data, deleted for optimization. Weird. I decided to monitor it for a few days. The rain didn't let up. The coastal city felt drowned, streets slick and empty, our building an isolated fortress. Power outages grew frequent, cameras glitching with static. I noticed more anomalies. Not just 1803, other residents' faces were getting smoothed. Like the old lady on the 5th floor who walks her dog in the halls. On screen, her features faded, like someone erasing them stroke by stroke. First the edges, then the eyes and mouth. I checked the software. No updates, no malware. I called the tech support company. They said, system's fine, probably weather. I confided in Jack during a blackout. We sat by candlelight, rain pounding the windows. Don't worry, he said, voice shaky. Maybe it's old memories surfacing. When they demolished the village, lots of folks' records vanished. Poor fishermen, no official papers, they were erased like they never existed. Rumors say their souls come back, faceless, nameless. I dismissed it as folklore. But that night, back in my room, I stared in the mirror. My face looked sharp, but why did it feel faded? I blinked, blaming fatigue. Work piled on. Insomnia hit hard. Dark circles, pale skin. Nights in the dim security room, screens like blue light casting shadows on my face. Rain droned on, interrupted by the elevator stopping at non-existent floors. The 13th? Skipped for superstition. Logs showed, elevator halt at floor 13, 3:13 a.m. No one entered or exited, just a thud over the speakers, like wet footsteps on concrete. The tenant in 1803 became my obsession. They moved at odd hours, always concealed. On camera, the face didn't just blur, it vanished. Started as smoothing, evolved to a black void, a hole in the frame. Zooming did nothing. Brightness adjustments failed. The system auto-deleted related data, invalid, optimized out. I started manual notes, times, movements. They shuffled slowly, like dragging something heavy. One afternoon when the rain eased briefly, I dug deeper. Accessed a hidden folder on the server, old demolition records, probably copied by mistake from the developers. Lists of village residents, names, temporary addresses, some grainy black and white photos. Many had no face shots, just identity unconfirmed. Cross-referencing with current tenants, my heart raced. Matches. John Harris, same as Jack. Mary Lane on 15, like the old lady on 5. And 1803. Unidentified, records expunged. I printed pages, tucked them away. That evening, I confronted Jack. He was smoking in the hall, watching rain. You were from the village, right? Your name's in the demolition files. He paled, stubbed out the cigarette. Emily, don't dig. Best to bury the past. During the teardown, some resisted, said the land was sacred, with graves of drowned fishermen. Their files got shredded, treated like ghosts. Some disappeared for real. Folks whispered they were defaced, forgotten entirely, faces fading from memory. His words chilled me. That night, no sleep. I pondered the blurs. Next morning, I checked the underground garage myself. It's always frigid down there. Damp concrete smell mixed with exhaust, rain dripping from ceilings. Cameras there glitch most, images warped under flickering neons. Flashlight in hand, I took the elevator down. Doors opened to icy air, like ocean breath. I walked rows of cars, scanning corners. Suddenly, in the shadows, a figure. Hooded, masked, motionless by an old sedan. My pulse thundered. Who's there? No reply. I approached, beam hitting them. And then, no face. Just emptiness under the hood, skin erased, only vague outlines of head and neck. No eyes, no nose, no mouth, a yawning black. I screamed, backed away, tripping into a puddle. Flashlight clattered. The figure advanced, wet sloshes echoing. Emily, do you remember me? A raspy voice like bubbling from depths. I scrambled up, fled to the elevator. Doors slammed. It jerked upward. Gasping, sweat-soaked. Doors opened at 12. I bolted to my apartment, locked in. Not a dream. My hands were wet from the puddle. Next day, I told Jack. He went ashen. You saw it? 1803's been vacant forever, but I spot that shadow on cams, especially in rain. Maybe a ghost from the old graveyard buried under the foundation. They're back to reclaim faces. I scoffed, but checked logs. Data gone, just unconfirmed, deleted. Things worsened. My own face started blurring on cameras, edges first, spreading. Mirror showed normal, screens didn't. Was the system smoothing me? Reality cracked. Are we all just data erasable? Jack urged quitting, but I couldn't. I needed truth. During a storm blackout, I sat with a flashlight, thunder rumbling. Elevator groaned to floor 13. Over speakers, Emily, come back to the village. Remember my name? Shaking, I clutched Jack's old ledger. His name, John Harris, missing post-demolition. Photo, faded. I climbed to the 18th, hallway endless, fluorescents humming like bugs. 1803 door ajar. I pushed in, room dark, curtains drawn, sea salt stench. Anyone? Silence. Phone light swept, empty, just a wall mirror. In it, my face, melting like glitched code. Behind, Emily, you're my daughter, but you forgot when they erased the files. Now I'm back to take what's lost. I spun. Nothing. But mirror showed the faceless reaching. I fled. Elevator waited. Inside, Jack, but faceless. Emily, the system's erasing us. Forget to survive. Doors shut, plummeted. I woke in my apartment, ledger by pillow. Dream? Hands still damp. Doubt consumed me. Cameras show my face fading. 1803 appears, whispering my name. Jack vanished days later, records too. I'm here, writing in rain. If your reflection blurs, remember me, Emily. But soon I might be erased, like those nameless souls under concrete.